Now, there's evidence that pollution from an oil facility on Egypt's Red Sea coast is threatening the survival of some of the world's last thriving coral reefs. An investigation by BBC News Arabic and journalists from the group Source Material found that Red Sea corals are under threat from toxic wastewater being dumped into the sea from an oil processing plant. Nawal Al-Magafi reports.
If you go diving in the Red Sea, you'll find something very rare: thriving coral reefs. They're known as supercoral because of their ability to withstand rising sea temperatures.
This coral reef is a cultural heritage which Egypt owns. Its value goes beyond Egypt or the region, and it is now something of importance to mankind.
The UN has warned that if temperatures rise by 1.5 Celsius, 90% of the world's corals will be wiped out. Scientists say saving Egypt's supercoral could help vulnerable reefs in other parts of the world. They're hoping that the hosting of the UN Climate Summit just meters away from these reefs can focus global attention on the threats facing this unique coral. Our investigation has identified a hidden source of pollution that could endanger these reefs. Just beyond the resort towns of the Red Sea in Ras Shukeir is a major oil processing facility. Leaked documents from the plant's operator show that polluted wastewater is being dumped into the sea here on a massive scale.
I see lead, I see cadmium, I see copper, I see nickel, I see heavy metals here. And, it's concerning, it's alarming.
The data shows there are levels of toxins in the water in breach of national limits.
But look at the numbers, they're all 0.01s and 1s, most of them. And now flip to the next one and you have some pretty big numbers there. So you don't have to be an expert to know that something is not right here if these numbers are persistent.
These measurements come from tests carried out by the Gulf of Suez Petroleum Company, or GUPCO, the state-backed operator of the plant. They included them in a 2019 tender seeking a company to clean up the contaminated water. In the tender, it says that 40,000 cubic meters of this produced water is being released a day. That's the equivalent of 16 Olympic-sized swimming pools entering the Red Sea every day, home to one of the world's most precious natural resources. The document doesn't say how long this has been going on. But satellite images, the earliest of which are from 1985, show a greenish plume coming out of the Ras Shukeir terminal. Marine experts analysing the images say that this is likely to be the toxic wastewater.
So this water's coming out and looks cloudy, okay? So it's opaque, it's not clear. That's not very good for corals. We're suffocating them and then shielding them from the light.
British oil company BP owned 50% of GUPCO from 1999 to 2019, when they sold their share for financial reasons just before the cleanup tender was issued.
So frankly, it comes as no surprise to learn that BP and others would far rather flog off their dirtiest, most environmentally damaging assets rather than clean them up themselves.
BP told the BBC the sale of their share wasn't part of any plan to meet climate targets. We tried to speak to the Environment Ministry in Egypt about our findings, but neither the ministry nor GUPCO responded to our request for comment. As Egypt faces allegations over existing pollution in these waters, new oil exploration has already begun in protected areas nearby. Nawal Al-Magafi, BBC News.